All right, as promised, we have breaking news on the Foxconn contract. That is Mark Hogan with WEDC. He's going to let us know what happened.
Exciting day for the state of Wisconsin. As I've said a few times, what our goal in this whole transaction, it started 28 weeks ago on Friday, has been to provide the company the kind of flexibility and latitude that they need to invest up to $10 billion, create 13,000 jobs here in the state of Wisconsin, and at the same time create certainty around the protection for the taxpayers. And I think what we've done on a collective basis has been able to put together a contract that reflects and achieves both of those goals. So I feel really good about where we are. We had a great conversation in the board meeting, and a lot of very good points. And so with that, yeah, we're excited about the opportunity for the state to move forward.
What was the roll call? Do you have a count?
The vote was 8-2.
Was there any discussion about why you believe there are appropriate safeguards in here for taxpayers? Why can you tell the people of the state who might be hearing about this, what assurances can you give them that the taxpayer dollars will be managed appropriately?
Well, I think throughout the contract, and you'll see the contract shortly, you'll see that there are several protections that are in place for the taxpayer relative to that. And again, the fine line was to find a way to balance the needs of the company with the needs of the state. This is a huge investment. It's a complex deal, and I think we've been able to do that.
2 votes for Wax and Carpenter.
You would have to ask them.
Yeah.
Representative Wax is over here.
Secretary Hogan, the deal is for a $9 billion investment by the company. Can you explain, is that part of the negotiation, or why is it 9 when we've been hearing 10, especially with the governor's deal with Mr. Gao?
No, it's a $10 billion deal, but they'll only earn tax credits for capital expenditures up to $9 billion. So that's how you get to $1.35 billion. It's 15% of $9 billion. But they estimate that it'll be a $10 billion investment. And really the difference is, when you look at it, the $150 million that they would have earned on the last $1 billion of investment from 9 to 10 billion would be the estimate as to what the state sales tax exemption would provide them.
Can you explain for members of the public, the best you can, the metrics or the job numbers that the company will have to meet to get the state funding?
Well, it's a 15-year deal, so it's complicated from that standpoint. But in any given year, the company is committed to retaining a certain number of jobs, and there's a minimum number of jobs, and if they're below that minimum, they don't get tax credits. If they're above it, they get the tax credits at a 17% rate, based on the wages that are paid for full-time employees that have benefits. So it's simple from that perspective, but it's complicated because it lays in over a 15-year period of time. So.
All right, that's Mark Hogan with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. And he just made a key point there, because he's talking about the incentives. How are the taxpayer dollars tied to the jobs that Foxconn is promising? And he says there is a metrics there are numbers there that they're going to use to say if they reach certain goals, they will get certain dollars from the state. We're going to have much more on this story because it is developing. But the final contract, this final phase with Foxconn, has now made it past the board there, and we'll have much more coming up on Live at 5.